Now you listen here, Jimmy. The only way you're gonna save yourself from those nightmares is if you stay a virgin to those horror picture shows they're showing down at the theater. You stay away from those films, you hear? I don't know, Tom. I kinda like those movies. You know, they give me kind of a thrill you can't get from those hot rod ones you're always watching. I don't care about the nightmares. I love them.
What up, guys? We are back with another beautiful episode of Horror Movie Virgins. We're back, baby. It is your host, Daniel, and your co-host,
Kelsey.
Nice. I tried to do an effect on that.
I don't know if that does it for my mic. I think
No,
it
it
only does
doesn't.
it for you.
I hit it and it didn't happen.
That sucks.
That
Wow.
sucks. Oh, well. Well, now we know.
Okay.
The viewers didn't
I'm going to
even...
make you say my name next time just so it
Yeah, I'll
has a
be
cool
like,
effect.
Kelsey. Did
that
that work?
sounded just like me.
Yeah, I did.
I liked it.
Okay, perfect. So we'll just do it like that next time. We're doing a movie that she was more excited about doing. She was like, what were we doing? And we're like, we were coming home and we're like, can we please do Boogeyman today? We were out at dinner or lunch or something. We went to lunch today and we were on our way back. We were trying to figure out what we were going to do. We were going to record an episode. We knew that was in the works for today for us.
Yeah.
And on the way home, you were like, oh, can we please do Boogeyman? And I was like, all right, I'm down. Because it looks scary.
It does. I want to see it. You know what I just remembered?
What?
Is that other one with the mom and dad.
I have no idea.
And the little kid, remember? And we wanted to watch it, but we weren't going to pay for it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Fuck, I'm going to have to look it up. God damn it.
Is it supposed to go on the list?
Yes.
Okay, we'll throw it on there.
Anyway, I said please, and he said sure. Yes.
So here we are. We're gonna do Boogeyman. We just rewatched the trailer. It's on Hulu. It's not a. Is it a Hulu original? Like some of the other. We have a lot of Hulu originals on our list here.
Let me just look it up.
But either way, it's on Hulu. While she looks it up, I'll keep talking. And we were watching the trailer, and I actually got a jump scare out of the trailer alone. And that's what got me excited because I don't jump anymore. I don't really get too scared. I'm so saturated that I don't really end up getting scared or jumpy or whatever.
Rarely ever.
Yeah, so it got me excited for this movie, and it looks good. I thought that it was like a remake. Do you remember?
It is a Stephen King adaptation.
No, I know. That's what got me excited too. That it was a Stephen King. It said that in the trailer.
It's not a Hulu remake.
It's not a Hulu.
No, it came out in theater because remember when we first started hanging out? I showed you.
Oh yeah, when we first started hanging out and
also
recording.
We're not going to pay to go to the movie theaters because
I wasn't employed.
You were unemployed, and it's expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive. That's why too. At this time too, like I said, with recording, I said in our last episode that we recorded, these probably won't come out in order. We have so many episodes coming out, and we're trying to bring more guests in that we're trying to not saturate it, which just episodes of me and Kelsey. We're trying to bring in friends and shit, and so we're trying to break it up a little bit. Anyways, on the Patreon, we want to do a tier where it's buy our movie tickets because it's not cheap and it's not. I mean, none of the stuff that I have here is cheap. We don't make any money off this podcast. It's all for fun. It's all a hobby. So when it comes to it's not like financially we can't. It's just okay, like this list we have.
Wait 1 second.
Either way, this list over half of that we can stream. And
there's 17, almost 20 movies on there.
Yeah, because there's some that I want to add. And there's movies in this collection that I already own that need to go on that list.
But to buy all of these,
watch
them one time if they're terrible.
Yeah,
fucking
the only ones that I can see that we can buy is that one. That one, which I will buy because I loved X. For those who don't know, it's Pearl. I'm not trying to ruin it by telling you guys what we have up here. The one that Nestor told us to watch. Talk to Me, and then the Demeter. Everything else on this list. Cobweb. Oh yeah, we want to do that one. Was that on Prime?
Yeah.
I keep fucking for Mike. Sorry guys, I'm moving around a lot in this episode because I'm looking around the room. But anyways, like I said, in this collection we have a lot too. You haven't seen The Thing, the John Carpenter one.
Nope.
Dr. Phibes. I have a Vincent Price collection right there. Dr. Phibes is one of my favorite horror movies. That is my screensaver on my phone. And anyone that's known me since high school knows this has been my screensaver since high school. It's on my laptop and it's on my computer here. It's one of my favorite like old horror movies. It's my favorite Vincent Price movie. So there's movies that aren't even on this list that need to make it up on the board. Yorp. And so I think so. What I'm getting at is when it comes to like buying movies, like it's not that we can't afford it and that we need to do it. It's just that like we just are like, why am I going to spend money when we have other stuff that we can
to
do
watch?
So when it comes to Patreon, if you guys do that tier where it's like buy our movie ticket,
You can also
that movie
suggest the movie we're gonna watch.
Yeah, on Hulu or not Hulu, on Instagram. If you hit us up, if you're on the bottom tier for our Patreon, every month we're gonna start posting a poll, like pick the movie that we're gonna release, and what we'll do is it'll be in the middle of the month. So like we'll have like a group of movies, whatever's voted number one, we will do that one ASAP and release it in the middle of the month. Even if like right now, I think we have episodes recorded and done that'll get us through November, and we're not even through October right now. So let's say like a movie gets picked for the November, we will throw that out in the middle. Like even if it was Boogeyman, let's say it's Boogeyman, and this probably won't come out till late November, if not December. Early December, like we would just throw this out in the middle of November because it got voted. So so that's something you guys can do too if you jump on Patreon. But like I said, at this point, like this will come out way after. At this rate, it'll with how many episodes we have, this won't come out till like way after people figure that out. You know,
that many episodes, and then we have 20 more movies to watch.
Yeah.
We're getting all the way to January here.
Yeah, and so that's why the whole like fan picking, like we can post all of these and like have a fan pick them, or even recommend. If you guys recommend something, shoot us a recommendation. We will throw it on the board and it'll get added to the list of movies that get put in the polls.
Yeah. I keep track of the list. I am the list.
You are the list keeper.
The keeper of the list.
But anyways, back to this Boogeyman.
Anyway.
It looks good. It looks scary.
It looks scary.
We watched the trailer. We were going to do this like hours ago when the sun was up still. And I said, no, we are waiting till
after we watched the trailer, he said, no, we're waiting till it's dark. Let's do something else.
Yeah. And then we ended up finishing another episode. We didn't finish recording. And then we just like been hanging out and building our list.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But I really am excited because it looks scary. When they first announced it, I don't know what in my brain thought it was a remake of the Disney. Way back in like the 90s, there was a Disney version of Boogeyman.
What?
I think it was Disney. It was like a kid movie.
You got me over here Googling all kinds of shit today.
That's funny because we just talked about what makes Kelsey a good co-host is my knowledge is not that extensive where I don't know actors' names. I don't know like actors and actresses. I barely know directors. I just know when it's like, oh, the producer of this. I'm like, that's a good movie. You know, like when Barbarian, it came out, like it was the producer of it, and I forgot what else. But I was like, ooh, Barbarian's gonna be good. Like, I don't know their names though. Kelsey's very good at that. And then while we're recording, she's so quick on the phone to like look
Google
things. Yeah, we'd be sitting here talking, and like she'll pull her phone out and like still be able to talk. And like she's Googling, and then
currently Googling right now as he's speaking.
And she pulls it up very quick.
Do you mean Don't Look Under the Bed?
Is that it? Is it? I'd have to see.
That's like the only thing.
I'd have to. Is it Disney?
It is Disney. It's a Disney original movie.
Mm-hmm. Can I see the thing? I believe so. I am. Yes, this is it. Don't Look Under the Bed. Yeah. So
that was super old. Yeah, that is.
What year? 90 something. It was in the 90s, right?
1 second, I'll tell you.
But I thought that's what this was. I thought it was like because Disney is starting to make like those like Goosebumps. It's like an actual scary version of Goosebumps.
I know. I'm super excited for it because OG Jeepers Creepers over there.
Yeah, Justin Long.
Justin Long.
Yeah, see,
I love him.
Me too.
He's gonna play. He's like main character.
Yeah, like villain kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited for that, and that seems more scary. So when this first got announced, for some reason it gave me
1999, so almost 2000.
Almost. So it gave me Don't Look Under the Bed vibes.
Yeah.
So I assumed that it was like a Disney remake of that when they went scary. I did no research. I saw the trailer once, and that's the vibes I got from it. So I thought that's what it was. And then to find out it's a Stephen King and it's actually just like a normal horror movie. And like I said, the trailer actually scared me. And then even like the part that gave me the jump scare, there are parts that kind of like gave me the creepy crawlies.
You already know my affliction with the dark.
Yes. Oh yeah, you're terrified of the dark.
I cannot do anything in the dark.
Yeah, like in your room, you have that red light.
Yeah.
Like
I need a
sleep.
nightlight.
Yeah.
And then when I stay here, it's the dark is so dark.
Yeah.
I can feel it. And I don't like that sometimes.
Especially with my house being haunted.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'm super grateful that when I fall asleep, I am asleep.
Yeah.
Except for that one time I had that freaky ass dream.
Yeah,
I saw something in the bathroom.
Yes. I slept right through that fuck.
Yeah,
Like I said,
I
I'm
know.
used to being things being in this house.
But you know how I feel about the dark?
Mm-hmm.
As a kid, it wasn't the Boogeyman. It was Bloody Mary.
Mm-hmm.
Also told you that story the other day.
Yeah.
About the kids
Oh, the
tormenting
kids that
me.
locked. Yeah.
Yeah. So the dark and like
Tell our listeners that story just because it's in my, I mean, it's a shit story. Like we're like
it's fucked up.
It's fucked up. You were basically like bullied and
Yeah.
it like fucked you up for life. But in the sense of horror,
This is like where the affliction with the dark came from.
right? And and in my sense, in the sense of what happened, it kind of made you the horror. In my opinion,
No,
made you the
yeah.
horror fan you are today.
Because
too.
I usually use these things to like desensitize myself.
Yes, exactly.
Being scared is good for you sometimes.
It is, and then like especially with this with Boogeyman and like you said, Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary.
And like that kind of ties in with like Candyman and stuff. Like there's things that
the
are
Mexican version of Bloody Mary. No, I will not say her name because I am incredibly white and I butcher it every time.
oh La Llorona.
I don't like that hoe.
Yeah.
She needs to go.
Remember? You didn't go to Universal Studios when they did the maze for
No,
her?
and I
it
don't
was
need that
pre-movie.
shit. I don't need that. First of all, I watched that movie several times to desensitize myself because it scares the fuck out of
Really?
me.
I didn't like
Yes,
that
because my
movie.
mother used to torment me that way.
They used to do that to my little brother because he used to cry a lot. So they'd be like,
She's
keep
gonna come for
She's
you."
gonna come for you. Keep crying.
I don't like. She is the one little creepy crawly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like. She
Yeah.
can keep that shit in Mexico. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck.
And El Cucuy, my
That
was-
too.
Did they make a movie about that?
Mm-mm. I thought they did.
I'll have to look it up. But if they did, I think it was that or the other one. We were like, this better be good. My grandparents have been hyping this movie up since we were kids because like my grandpa, big time.
The cucuy's gonna come get you.
I gotta when next time because you know my grandpa walks by. Next time
Yeah.
I gotta have him tell you the story when we used to go hiking. My cousins, if you guys are listening, you all know this. My grandpa used to always say we'd go on hikes. We used to always go on hikes. You see, he walks all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He's 90 something years old and he walks every day.
He's 92.
92,
Mm-hmm.
and he walks by every day. He walks around the neighborhood. Anyways, we used to hike all the time. So he'd always say. He'd always be behind us because we'd be, we're young, we're exploring and shit. He'd pick up rocks on the trail and throw them off the trail into the bushes. So it sounded like something's moving and we'd all stop.
That's some grandparent shit.
And he'd go, it's El Cucuy. He'd be like, get back closer. El Cucuy's going to get you.
That's some fucked up shit.
So it was funny. I got to have him tell you the
Does
story.
every parent need to do that to their child?
But because of him, I do that to my friends. I ruined it now because but every time I go hiking with someone for the first time, I do it and I go, did you guys hear that? Was that over there? Like, it's so funny.
Yeah. Okay. I'm coming home on Friday and I come into the house, or no, Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
and you weren't here. And I literally said out loud, I said, I don't like this. The house is big. Don't hide. And then I realized that you weren't here and neither was your brother. And I was like, okay, now I'm spooked out.
Was this when I was on the bike and I was off
He
that
went to
meeting?
go get lottery tickets.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. That was Tuesday.
Okay, Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah. I was sick. This week, like, and my dad has COVID and had COVID and I was sick, but not with COVID. It can't be COVID.
We love the clarification.
If you don't get tested, it's not
We
COVID.
love the clarification.
He brought me a test. He's like, when he knew I was sick and he was sick, he went and got tested. And so he brought a COVID test here. And I know it's against popular opinion, but when I was in
Listen,
Montana,
he was fine.
I was sick. I definitely had COVID and everyone else, we would still go to work if you had COVID. Work in the medical
Don't
field.
cancel us.
Yeah.
We are just trying to live our life.
Yeah.
Plus, he was fine. I was here the whole weekend.
Yeah. And
And I was
you're
fine.
not sick and you're not vaccinated.
Not physically, but maybe mentally.
Yeah. So like the whole thing was like, I have this opinion when I was in Montana, because that's how we lived up there and everyone lived up there, that if you don't get tested, you don't have COVID. Just like how I broke my toe. And they're like, did you get an x-rayed? I said, no, because.
Nope, because if I don't know, it didn't happen.
Yeah. I'm like, and even then medically, if you break your toe, like there's
What are you
nothing
gonna do?
you can really do except for like put a boot or brace it. And even then, like I still have to work. So I was like, okay, well, if I don't get it x-rayed, it can't be broken.
Yeah.
And it still hurts me today.
It's
And
just a
been,
little
like
ugly.
over a month. Oh yeah, it's ugly.
Actually, he's looking a little bit better.
It feels a little better, but
Yeah.
it still hurts.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Anyway,
back to your story.
Back to my story.
Yes.
When I'd have to say at least probably like 5
Young.
or 6. I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was a kid, so younger than Finn. And I went to a private Catholic school.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that.
Oh yeah.
That's even worse.
Right?
Like scary wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, the bathroom was really fucking weird.
Uniforms and everything?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Continue.
Went to chapel. There was a church in there. Freaky.
Every Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how Michael, because Michael went to that. Remember we went to that fair? That's where Michael
where
went
the
to.
fucking nuns were.
Is that why your affliction with nuns?
They give me a weird vibe. I think it's the whole, I don't know. Let's table that, and
Yeah,
I'm going to make us watch The Nun,
2.
and then I'll
Number
just
2.
add that in there.
Okay, right on. All right. keep
Anyway,
going.
bathroom was super weird. It was literally like a box, okay?
Yeah.
Just imagine a box. One side of the box is a door, and the other side of the box is a door. And the door on the inside goes to the bathroom.
Right.
But you have to walk through a box.
Okay.
Strange.
That's
anyway,
weird.
I'm in the bathroom, and it's just like every school bathroom. You can literally picture it in your head. They all look the same. I'm in the bathroom, and I don't know if those girls saw me go in there or if they're just fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Only God can answer that one. But I'm in there doing my business, and they come in and they turn the lights off, and they start screaming Bloody Mary, whatever her fucking name is, at the mirror. And I'm a child.
So this is also, mind you guys, pre-cell phone. So no flashlight on you.
No, nothing. Just me in my overalls, living my best life in the bathroom.
Taking a poo.
Just, who knows? At this point, you wouldn't, I mean, any kid would shit their pants. It's dark.
Yeah.
Anyway, they did that for a really long time.
That day, or just they kept doing it to you?
No, just that moment.
Okay.
It was a very long time.
I was like, if it kept happening, if you know their names, we could go burn their houses down.
I don't
I'm just
remember,
kidding.
but it's such a core memory that it's like burned into my frontal lobe
Yeah.
that like it scared me so bad. I refused to go into that bathroom
Damn.
for the rest of the school year.
That's rough.
And it comes
That's
to the
rough
point
living.
where like that's the only bathroom outside. So when school was over, I had to be there for a little while before my parents came and picked me up. That I will shamelessly say this, but I pissed my pants so often that my parents had to ask me, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
And I would just be like, "No. That wasn't me. That's not my pee.
Someone else pissed my pants.
Someone else pissed in my pants. Not me. That ain't my pee.
Oh my god.
'Kay?
That's so wrong.
That ain't mine." Anyway, I stopped going to that school and I went to a public school after that because socialization.
Yeah,
We need that.
Agreed.
But in high school, this goes along with it. In high school and in middle school especially, it was mostly middle school, we had this program. I have no idea why I was in it. It's
Were you in the slope?
listen, it's that type of thing. I have a disability, okay?
It's okay. I'm not laughing at you.
I don't read good.
I don't read good.
Anyway, it was like, it's very hard to explain, but we used to go on like retreats.
Nice.
Like your dad took.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we used to go on retreats, and we went to this one in Malibu, and after school on Friday, they would take us on a bus and we'd go there.
Didn't you bring that up when me, you, and Frank rode when we went to Neptune's Net on the motorcycles, and you were on the back, and you're like, "Oh, I used to come here" or something,
Yeah.
right? You said that.
Yeah, because
What was that beach called? I mean, it doesn't matter. Keep going. Sorry.
anyway,
Now it's gonna bug me. Is it bugging you now?
I mean a little bit. I'll look it up when we're done. But
Okay.
It's very fever dream because sometimes I feel like I made it up, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Anyway, we used to go on retreats, and then we just like, it was almost like team building
Mm-hmm.
or like socialization for kids that are, I'm not going to say short bus,
Okay.
but I want to say that. And it was just like a bunch of kids from different schools, but it was like the kids that have issues.
Yeah.
Anyway, they made us do this exercise where it was in the middle of Malibu and there's lots of hills.
Right.
So we would go as a group into like the foresty part of a mountain in Malibu. And they're like, okay, well, now that we're here, we're going to walk back to camp, but we're going to do it individually.
Like everyone go by themselves.
By themselves.
Why?
We're going to let one person go, and then we're going to count to 10, and then we're going to let the next person go. And then we're going to count to 10, and then I don't know what the fuck that was supposed to teach me.
I think it was supposed to teach you that you can be by yourself.
I didn't need to know that. I'm an only child. Okay? I didn't need to fucking know that. at all.
Okay.
Anyway, they take us in, what position do you think I was in?
You were probably last or
Yeah.
first.
I was fucking last. Okay.
Did you run?
Fuck yeah, I ran.
Did you catch up to the other person?
For some reason, it was very horror movie where I never saw the first person. My game plan was the minute I start walking, I'm going to start singing in my head really loud, almost screaming it out of my mouth so I couldn't hear anything else that was
You
happening.
couldn't hear the forest.
No. Because if I'm singing and in my head I'm thinking, if I'm singing the same song, hey, nothing's going to get me. I'm fucking running.
You're like, I've watched Wizard of Oz. I'm just going to
Plenty
follow
of
the
time.
yellow brick road.
So just picture it, me, tiny white person in the dark,
Oh, it
scream.
was dark?
It was at nighttime.
Oh my God, I missed that part.
This is where I probably didn't include that, but this is where the dark comes from.
Because the Bloody Mary and then this
Yes.
mixed.
And then they made us walk right. So I'm the
Mhm.
last person and I'm shitting my pants at this point.
Yeah. No
I'm like,
flashlight either. Just
no, nothing.
That's fucked.
Nothing. And we just started walking. I started sprinting and then I started running and then I started singing
Out loud.
out loud because I couldn't take it.
You know what happened? Why you didn't catch up the other person? They heard someone running in the dark,
Yeah.
singing a song.
And if
they
I was them,
and-
I'd run too.
yeah, that's why you didn't catch up to them. 'Cause
Yeah.
they probably ran too.
Yeah. It was really fucked up. The whole darkness thing is just not my friend. Like as a kid too, my parents
Mhm.
used to send me to sleepaway camp. What happens when you're at camp? It's fucking dark.
And that's good. And that's in the sense of what we're doing today with this
Mhm.
episode, or with Boogeyman is the fear, is like the monster that is in
Comes
the dark
out in the dark,
and
in the
in
closet,
the unknown.
under the
Yup,
bed.
Yup.
Yep.
He's the one that when you turn the light off in the living room and you
Mhm.
run from nothing,
I don't.
to jump,
you just
or
gave
when-
me the chills.
or when you you turn the light off and you run and jump to your bed
Uh-huh.
because you're afraid of what's under your bed, the Boogeyman.
Mm-hmm.
And it is so cool, I think, and I'm trying really hard to not get too hyped for this movie.
Yeah, same. Because
Because
we did
I-
that for a bunch of other things.
We've done that a lot lately, and
Mhm.
Bones of All was like the biggest one where I was like, okay, I need to fucking stop because
Yeah.
these movies, and like the one that the episode we with Mika,
Awful.
awful,
Dumb.
and I like I said earlier, guys, we're paying for some of these movies.
Yeah.
I paid for that, and I can't believe I fucking spent my money on that. It just looked so good. So
yeah, it did.
I mean, not to be a douchebag, but if you guys donate on our on
For
our
real.
Patreon and you pay for these movies, it's gonna be easier on me to be like, wow, that could have been dinner.
And we're saving you
Yeah.
that time and money yourself.
Yeah.
Because we watched them and it was awful.
Yeah, let us pay for our movie tickets for us, or pay for us to buy these movies, and it's better.
You're not hyping yourself up, but do you have expectations?
Like I said, I think it's gonna be. My expectations for this is from the trailer. I was scared,
Mhm.
not like terrified, but it was a scary trailer, and I jumped.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that during the movie it does that too.
Yes.
The only thing I don't want to try to get too sidetracked. So if I get too sidetracked, bring me back, please.
Okay. Got it.
But when we watched the trailer for that alien one, that No One Will Save You,
Mm-hmm.
all those scenes that were in that were still in the movie gave me that uncomfortable, scared feeling there
Yeah.
too. So I'm hoping that this does that too. I hope it's not like some of these other ones that we see nowadays where they put everything in the trailer. So because there's no substance in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I also hope that
Like all fun and games.
yes.
Yeah.
I also hope that in this movie, like we talked about that fear of the dark that we have, and I've talked about it in Candyman. It's one of my favorite fears of the fear of the unknown, the things that make us uncomfortable because you don't have that knowledge kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I hope that after watching this, that oh, I gotta get out of bed and go turn that light off across the hall.
I can't wait. This
Or-
house is
yeah.
so dark.
Yes, this house does. This house gets dark as fuck. There's like no lights except for what are on. Like there's no like
It's
ambient
funny,
light.
like outside in front of the house, also dark, by the way, people. Also dark. There's a giant hill next to this house.
Mhm.
Dark.
Well, it's crazy because there's street lights.
But it's really nothing. Like
You wait till we go visit Montana. In Montana, there's no street lights. So when you go outside, it's dark. It's darker than this.
I'm gonna start carrying a flashlight.
Well, in Montana, you can carry a gun. So
I don't know if that makes me feel better.
it made me feel better. I've talked about it before in episodes. Like I think There's an old Netflix movie, not that old, but it's called fuck, I don't remember, but they fight a Wendigo or whatever.
Oh, I don't like that.
You don't like those things, like the deer person thing?
Mm-mm.
Well, anyways, when I would go out in the mountains hike, because I would backpack too, which is what happens in horror movies. Like by myself, like I would throw a bag on, like with my tent and everything, and go up in the mountains. Sometimes bring the dog, and just camp by myself in these woods where there's grizzly bear, like, and then of course the horror movie stuff.
As someone who's terrified of the dark, absolutely not.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I would always say, because I had the gun, I was like, I am okay if I face something, and if my gun doesn't handle business, I don't want to survive it. Because if I get home, I always have to know that in the forest here in Montana,
nope,
there's
I don't like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like that thought.
So, yeah. So
I'll agree with you on that one.
yeah. So carrying a gun in Montana was nice because because of that in my head. I'm like, okay, because I'm an idiot and I think these monsters are real. I'm like, if there's a real monster and my gun can't handle it, I don't want to survive it. Take me now, Lord. You know what I mean?
This monster in the movie looks scary as fuck too.
Yes, and they don't really show it.
I don't need to see its little eyeballs.
No,
like
but
that.
I'm excited. So like
I saw its hands.
I got that part where
when you saw it and you jumped, I can see it. It went too fast. I was paying attention to the little girl in her fucking globe.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm hoping that this makes me uncomfortable after, where I'm like, oh my God. Like,
we love being uncomfortable.
I do like I would rather feel uncomfortable than have jump scares, like where I'm like kind of watching and enjoying and they go, okay, cool,
I
jump
kind of
scare.
like that.
This
is where we're opposite.
We're opposite. You like
Yeah.
the jump scares?
I do.
I like feeling
Because I like the way,
uncomfortable.
it shoots up your adrenaline.
I do enjoy that. I won't lie. I do enjoy that, but I would like that on top of feeling uncomfortable. Which
True.
This trailer, it seems like it did that very well.
Yeah.
That the alien one I just mentioned, that Hulu one, that No One Will Save You, that did good jump
I think
scares
that did
on
good
top of
both.
Yes,
Both.
that's what I'm liking. The one you put on the list that we watched the trailer, that trailer made me so uncomfortable. I don't want to say the name because I want to. Because we're gonna do an episode on that. But like that, it made me so uncomfortable, and there was a part where I jumped in that trailer too. And they even mentioned in like when it's showing the thing, it's like, oh, this is how a view on how horror can be. And I was like, ooh, that's going to be cool because it's going to be a new take on things.
I really can't wait until you watch that and we talk about it because I like want to pick your brain about it so badly.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that one.
I'm really excited for
this one's going to be really good. I'm really excited to watch it. It's nice and dark now. We're going to go
about almost 8:30.
Yeah, so we're going to go grab some food and then come back and then we're going to sit and watch it. And like I said, I really hope it makes me uncomfortable in the sense, like we were saying, of walking across this house in the dark is scary.
It is.
It brings back, I hope this brings that fear of the dark back into like.
Listen, babe, it's always here with me. That girl don't leave. She's right here.
That's funny.
It's scary.
That's good.
And I don't like it.
You don't like it.
And just know that if any point you hide in this house, I will not look for you. I will immediately go outside and call you to tell you to come out.
That's funny.
I don't like that shit.
There's a funny, I think I told you, I used to hide at my old apartment and then I have speakers like that I connect my phone
you tried to do that to me once, remember, in the bathroom?
And it didn't work. But I would connect to the speakers and play Mambo No. 5 on repeat.
Awful.
Yeah, awful. And it was, I thought it was like the best form of torture I could think of, besides like being scaring
It's
you.
like that theory that's like, the sixth circle of hell, like your own personal hell.
Yeah.
It's like a department store playing the same song over and over again.
Have you seen the things it's like a place called Heck. It's just like a softer version of hell. It's like more like inconvenient stuff like what are the tortures, and one of them was like, oh, like you're walking across the room in socks and there's random spots ice has been melted.
So your sock gets wet.
Your sock
That's
gets
awful.
wet, and it's like one where it's like you get stuck in a room with an old guy who is telling a story, and you can't find a way like out of the conversation.
Oh, that's awful.
And he gets in your, and he likes to talk in your personal space.
Oh God!
It's just like things like that. It just made me laugh. It's like for you go to plug in a USB, and no matter which way you flip it, it doesn't work.
Oh my God!
It made me laugh. It was just like comments. It was on like Facebook.
One of those is like, when you're like super upset and you're mad about something and you go to walk out the door and the door handle gets your shirt.
Yes, things like that.
That just pisses you off.
I forgot how we just got here, but
anyway,
we're
gonna go watch the movie. Hopefully, be really scared. And I'm
Yeah.
going to make Daniel sleep with the light on in the bathroom.
I'm sleeping in the bathroom?
If you scare me, yes, but we're going to keep the light on in the bathroom so I don't get scared.
We'll see. We'll be back, guys, and stick around. Okay, guys, we are back.
I don't feel good.
All right, babe. What did you think?
I don't feel good. I don't feel well.
Sorry for all the giggly, guys, but
I'm sweaty.
okay, I don't get scared. This movie was fucking scary.
I'm trying to think of a time when a movie scared me this much. And I really can't remember a time.
We've watched many horror movies together at this point.
Really trying to remember.
And I have never seen you jump this much. You literally screamed several times. And I will admit, I also was like, oh shit, a couple times.
Yeah. I don't feel well.
This made me uneasy as fuck. This was scary.
I'm so sweaty.
You were like,
I am so sweaty.
at one point I saw you go like wipe your hands on your leg, and I was like, are your hands clammy? And I touched them, and your palms were all sweaty.
I loved it.
I loved it. This
Every
was
minute of
so
it.
good.
It was a good solid 8 out of 10 for me.
This was a great fucking movie. Like I would recommend it. I would watch it again. Not alone,
No.
but
I'd have to watch it several times
before you got
to
comfortable.
and then like with other people before I watch that shit by myself.
That was terrifying. Like that I have to admit, like
That was really good.
these movies aren't like
I wanted to see.
my thing that scares me, but this scared me. This scared me like the first time I saw the Babadook. Like that bothered me.
And
This was worse.
And we didn't we watched that movie the other day and it was awful.
Yeah, we tried to rewatch the Babadook and we didn't even finish it. I was like, why? This movie's awful. Like, and it's crazy because I loved the Babadook, and for some reason it just doesn't hold up after the first go around. But this was fucking scary, and I liked the concept of like everything with the creatures there because they had some kind of trauma.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, she even said like it goes after the people that are sad,
right,
or have something wrong.
And the first family that it happened to, their trauma was the one baby had SIDS.
Yeah.
So the baby had SIDS, and so that was their trauma, and then it took the rest of the kids.
Mm-hmm. This movie made $43.2 million.
Yeah. What was their budget? Did they come up a lot, or does it say?
I don't know. Let me see.
But anyways, besides that, so that was their trauma. Theirs was their mother dying.
35 million.
So they did pretty good.
They did pretty good.
100% recommend. If you guys are still listening, I mean, you guys know the drill. There's spoilers coming now. You guys should know, but
That was a wild ride.
that was very wild.
We did watch it in complete darkness.
Yes.
Okay, not complete darkness because the porch light was on, but
The front porch, but even then,
even then.
it's not.
Also, after we left and we said that we were going to go get food
Yeah.
from the store, we're standing in the kitchen and I didn't hear it. Mika didn't hear it, but Daniel heard something in the garage fall and then being dragged across the floor in the garage. So that was an ominous start to
Our night.
us watching this movie. And then we proceeded to just go get food, but be creeped out the entire time.
Yes.
Everything spooked us out. We walked outside and I stopped because I thought I saw the side gate open.
Yes, and then you scared me.
And you said, "Don't do that. Don't just stop in the middle of the thing."
Because it scared me.
He got scared.
I was already on edge. And then this movie, this did not help. Like, even just now when we got up from the couch and started walking over here, I had to turn around. I was like, look behind us. I was like, ooh, I don't like doing this.
See, living with the fear of the dark for almost 30 years, I do not turn around. Just keep going.
See, and then so for those who don't know, like how we have this set up, like I call it my nerd room, which is where we record this
It's our podcast room.
Yeah, our podcast room is on the opposite side of the house of everything, and it's
The West Wing, if you may.
like in the dark,
Literally in the pitch black dark.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
There's 2 bedrooms. There's 3 technically because we're in 1 bedroom.
yeah, on this
But
side of the house.
on one side is the right side is Mika's bedroom from when he was a kid, and Daniel's bedroom from when he was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a bathroom, which
Is the main haunted area,
Spook City.
Spook City.
So what Daniel's dad likes to do sometimes is like he likes to come into the house and open the bedroom doors. For what reason? May the Lord only answer that.
Yeah, he comes in
And then
opens
he
them all.
leaves them open overnight.
Yes,
I really wish he didn't do that.
me too.
So when we come down the hallway, sometimes the doors open. I walk very quickly and try not to look in either one of them.
And it's funny because like he's not, like he doesn't live here. It's just
Nope.
me. It's me by myself. It's a 4-bed, 2-bath house, and so I'm on the opposite side. That's like the master bedroom, the kitchen, and living room, like and garage is all on that side. So I
Yep.
never come over here unless we're doing podcast stuff.
Yeah, we don't hang out in here.
Yeah, we don't hang out in here. Like
Mostly because it's warm.
yeah, and yeah. When it was cold, when we first started hanging out, we used to watch movies in here because I have a heater in here.
And it's warm.
And it's warm in here because the AC is not connected to this room for some reason. But of course, over summer because it's warm, we never hang out here. And the other reason too, when I first moved here, I would like sit in here and watch movies because this was my nerd room. And like I showed you, this TV in here
It's very nice.
it's very nice. It's smaller than all the other ones in the house, but it's the best
quality.
quality. So I would watch movies in here. Well, I like horror, right? Obviously. So I would be done with a movie
And have to scurry your little way back into your bedroom.
which is clear across the house, which is terrifying in this house. Mind you, now I've seen this movie, and
We're going to be spooked for like a couple days here.
yes, and like I said, just walking to the nerd
He
room.
says that. He
I had to
says that,
turn
y'all.
around.
Okay, he says that. But the minute his little head hits the pillow, completely snoring out.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be out.
I'm the person that has to lay there and be like, oh my God. It's so fucking dark.
Not last night. Last night you were the one. You were like, "Don't go to sleep yet," and I'm like, "Okay," and then you were like,
I was tired.
I was like, I'm like, okay, good. 'cause
First of all,
I'm
I don't
tired.
remember saying that.
Yeah.
But now I got to worry about the fucking boogeyman.
Yeah. Remember
in
how
the
you saw
bathroom.
something? Yeah.
Can we not bring up that shit as it's 11 o'clock at night? We have to go all the way back on the other side of the house.
Ooh, I don't like. I feel like something's behind me. This movie. This movie did its job.
That's what it did. It made you feel like there was something behind you. Also, they do a really great job of that. So there's a certain part of the movie where obviously the premise is that, the mom has died.
Right.
So it's just the dad and the 2 girls. And obviously that's their trauma. So the boogeyman's going to come after them. But the man that happened to them previous let it into their house. I believe he let it into the house.
Yeah. Because the little girl didn't see it yet, right? Because did that part
No,
where
it
where
happened
goes
after.
under her bed?
That's
right.
after. That's after.
Okay, so
That's
that
after.
guy brought it into their house.
For sure.
Okay.
So he brought it into the house.
Pretty
Why? No idea.
He wanted to see.
I don't know if they're because they live in the same town.
Yeah. See, now that you bring that up, that's very weird. Like, I understand he went to go see the doctor.
I get
because
it.
He's a psychiatrist.
He is a psychiatrist, yeah.
Which was funny because I had mentioned, why would you do that in your own home? Do your own practice in your own home.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you have kids. And now that makes sense because it was the only way they could introduce it to their home. But then also, like, why did he just like get to wander? Why did he wander
Well,
around the house? Like, I don't understand why
My
he did
theory
that.
is that it was telling him to do that.
Oh, because also remember when she's listening to the recording, when he leaves the room, you hear
him speaking to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my theory is that it told him to do that because he was hungry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or even just like it was trying to get him, and him going through the house was like either like because remember when it was the first big jump scare, first big one we had, when it punches through the wall and puts its hand down her throat, and then she wakes up in the bed.
That was awful.
It could have been like that, where he got attacked and then ended up upstairs with it, and then it killed him in the.
But he moseyed upstairs.
He
Remember?
did mosey.
And then he was like standing there when she was doing the laundry.
Creepy. What's that actor's name? Could you look it up real quick?
The one that played.
Yeah, the guy,
the polka dot man.
The polka
guy?
dot man
yeah,
guy.
Yeah. Hold on.
Because he's good, man. He's been in The Dark Knight. Do you remember?
He plays one of the Joker policemen.
Right. And then he's in the Demeter movie.
David Dastmalchian. That's his name.
Hard as fuck to say.
David Dastmalchian.
He is so good.
Yeah. He's got an odd face.
Yeah.
Which freaks me out.
Like, I loved him in Polka Dot Man. He was so good in this. Like, because he looks creepy. He's kind of got that creepy look. What?
He's going to be in the Demeter.
That's what I said. He's in the Demeter.
Oh.
Yeah. He's one of the boat people, obviously. But, like,
Boat
I think he's one of the staff.
He's an Oppenheimer, too.
Ooh. That's good because Christopher Nolan had him in his Batman movies, obviously.
He's also in Dune.
Was he? Oh, yeah. He was in Dune. He was the Yeah. He gets killed when the doctor bites his tooth.
Yeah.
Or no, when
he's in Dune
Atreides.
No, he's in Dune Part 2.
That's weird because he died in the first part. I think I'd have to rewatch it. Anyways, we digress again. But he did a great job in this of like looking like okay, because he's like talking like I didn't kill my kids, and obviously like he didn't. We know that
he does a really great job of like portraying like hopelessness.
Yeah, and like him coming off like the dad like could view him like this guy's crazy, but he's not crazy. So what, like him being creepy in this like sold his character, and like him being like you said hope, like having hopelessness, like he did great at that. Like it was awesome.
Obviously it's part of the movie because you know you have to give some sort of dramatics to it, but when the dad is on the phone with the police, who the fuck stands in their kitchen on the phone with their back turned to the rest of the house?
Exactly. Not just that, but when you're calling 911 to be like, there's a guy here who I think is dangerous. Why are you facing the fucking corner? Why is your back turned?
Go outside.
Or if you got to do it in the kitchen, have your back to a wall. Like, one, you work in psych, obviously.
Yeah.
Which means when he went through residency, he worked at an actual psych ward.
He knows the cuckoo's nest.
In the medical field, when you go through psych, you have to go through self-defense class, and they teach you never have your back toward these patients.
The danger.
Your back should always be towards a wall. So for him as an actual psychiatrist to be sitting there on the
he's
phone,
in his house.
Also, but even then, to be on the phone with your back turned, that is bullshit. He would have been facing the other way. He's not he's a doctor, and he's a psych doctor. He would know.
Hey, I think a dark creature killed all my kids, but you can go ahead and pee real quick. Don't worry, I'll sit right here. What?
Yeah, you're really gonna trust this guy? I mean, he thinks his kids are at school. He doesn't know the one came home.
True.
But either way, you're gonna let this guy walk.
Also, how did you not hear the daughter come home?
Well, I mean, if he's in his office.
These are points that I'd like to know.
Yeah. Well, there was also the part where like a lot of it was going on, and a lot of it was focused on the kids. And even you brought up, because in my head I was thinking it, and then you said it out loud. Like, where the fuck is the dad?
Yeah, there was a good, but I think that works towards the storyline to see about how much he's displaced from them because of the mom has passed, obviously. Because
even when the daughter would want to talk about it, he'd be like, "Oh, talk to your talk to your psychiatrist."
She's like, "You are a psychiatrist. I want to talk to you."
Yeah, she said
You're
that
my
in the
dad.
first. I want to talk to you, and he's like, and he just was not. He was shut off, and he wouldn't talk about anything. So like you said, like it did do a good job at showing the displacement of him like not being there for them, because he himself was like going through his own shit, which makes sense, but also it's like, dude, you got kids, man. You're a psychiatrist. You should know that you need to talk. But even when he goes to pick up the girls from their psychiatrist, like there's a little scene where they're trying to talk. She's trying to talk to him, and she's like, you can't just you need to talk about this. And he's like, and he just leaves, and he's like, come on, let's go. So that was that plays into it too. But I liked to like, so they burn it right at the end. They burn him, but it was more of not just them burning it. If you like, all the mom stuff was there, and it's all burning at the same time. Like they're losing everything. That's their mom's, and even she turns around and says, "Bye, mom."
That's my only qualm.
You didn't like that?
No, that part was fine. Her saying bye. It's the part before they burn the thing.
Yeah.
When the flame is obviously bigger.
Yeah.
And she says mom, and it goes to the left. Like,
that was kind of lame.
I could have done without that.
I could have done without that. But I mean, I liked, the only thing is the doctor said if you pay attention, but I mean, they could have done without it going to the left. They could have just done the flame, and then without her saying mom out loud. As viewers, that's her mom's lighter. We already have all this.
We already established what it's going to do if it was her mom, because there is a scene before that when she finds the lighter.
And she tells her to make it go to the left. But she didn't need to say mom out loud. We all knew. We all knew.
Was a little lame.
Yeah.
Also, when she finds the lighter and she's down there and she sees the mom's like
ghost.
Her little, that fucked me up.
That was scary.
That was scary.
Yeah.
That was actually scary. Also,
and it wasn't. It was supposed to be, but it was like her seeing her mom's ghost, and like that was terrifying.
Yeah.
Still.
Behind Daniel is the TV that is normally in this room.
Oh, you made chills go up my back.
And I looked up right now to look at him, and it's obviously the back of his head because he's facing me, but it scared me a little bit.
You just saying behind Daniel's the TV, and chills went up my back.
Because this movie did also,
this movie did exactly what I said at the beginning of the movie.
It's going to jump scare you.
No, not just that. It said that what I said in the first half was that this movie's going to make that fear come back of fear of the dark. And that's what I'm feeling.
This is what I'm telling you, people. 30 years living with the same fear. This is what it does. But they do a really good job of like, it's scary, but it's over your shoulder scary, so you can't see it. And that's worse.
Well, the other thing too, I mentioned, I forgot what part it was, but we were deep. It was in the part when the little girl first gets like seriously attacked. And I said, that's when you first screamed too, when it jumped. But I had said, I'm like, man, we're deep in this, and they haven't really shown the monster.
No, they shown like its legs.
It's just its eyes and barely its face.
First of all, let's talk about this fucking creature. It was very much Stranger Things, like Demogorgon looking thing,
but human.
And it was like long limbs. This like weird looking mouth, and
the mouth was its lips were hands, like two hands opposite.
Like if you took your hands and you made like what do you call this?
Well, it was like this, because remember when it opened its mouth, claws, it went like basically. That. Yeah, like claws. So if you put your hands together, the top of your hands together. And that was its mouth.
Okay.
And then when it opened its mouth, there was a human head, like skull thing that came out, and that's where it did its human talk. Because it would
mimics.
It would mimic, and that's how it did it.
But it would sound like guttural because it's like trying so hard to sound like the actual person.
Yeah.
I like that you didn't really see it until mostly towards the end.
Yeah, me too.
Which made it even more terrifying.
Yeah.
No me gusta.
No me gusta.
The boogeyman.
Yeah, but back to what I was saying. I like how it burnt down. It burnt all the mom shit, and while doing this, it's killing the monster. Like the reason everything's burning because they put the monster on fire, and it's burning all the roots and stuff. Sorry, I'm trying not to burp. It burns all the roots and stuff too that like grows from it.
Did you notice that when it was dying, you could hear all the people's voices that it killed? That was crazy.
That was cool. But anyways, it's like burning all of that with it, and then it burns all the mom stuff, and then it burns the whole house because it's them like moving on. That was them moving on. And then the part with the ending where you hear it call, like you hear the doctor call Susan. Was it Susan? Sadie back into the room. Was like, oh, Sadie, can you come here? I have something I need to talk to you. And then the door opens. Throughout the movie and throughout like most time when people are like, oh, can you check, everyone always checks. And in my opinion, like that's you letting it in because now you're seeking it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in this sense, like to show that she's not afraid and she doesn't need to see if it's there. She just closes the door and it ends.
She's what we call a final girl.
That's true.
It is.
Do you know what's crazy? That I kind of like it a lot. I was when all the girls came over for the sleepover, I was kind of hoping for some carnage. But if you think
go ahead, finish your thought.
If you think about it, no, we don't see anyone in this movie die from the monster doesn't kill any. I mean, the beginning it shows them kill the kid first.
Not really.
But yeah, I was gonna say not really.
Not really.
The only person we see it actively attack hardcore and kill is the girl with the shotgun when they get in that little fight.
The wife of
what
his name is Lester.
Lester Billings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we see her die, and that's it.
She gets ripped in half, y'all.
That was crazy. I even was like, did she just get ripped in half? And she's like fighting it with the fucking shot, like blasting it.
She wasn't very scared of it though either. She was at like her final fucking straw where she was like, this thing has fucking attacked my family. I want it dead.
Yeah, it's killed everyone but me, and it torments me. Because obviously it's still in the house because all the roots. And then there was that part where she's like, don't move. It's right behind you.
That fucked me up.
Yes, because that's what I'm saying. Like the fear of something behind you and the eyes.
It goes along with you don't see it until towards the end.
Yeah.
Is that when it's over their shoulder, it's just like this misty,
it's
like out of focused.
Not just that, it's like in the dark.
Yeah, awful.
Like exactly what you imagine the boogeyman. It's in the dark and you don't really see it, but you see there's something scary there.
Yeah,
and that's what I liked about it a lot too. But there wasn't a lot of carnage, and for a movie to be this scary and this like fuck me up this much, and to not have any carnage like or any like killing or nothing like and me enjoy it that much too, like this was a good fucking movie in my opinion.
I'm actively scared sitting here, just
me too,
so everybody knows. Yeah, like I'm trying to focus solely on you because I start to realize things that are in the room and I don't like that.
Well, it's funny because although I have so much horror shit just scattered around the room.
Not even that, like obviously we're the only ones home now. Mika left and
Palpatine's outside.
The dog is outside because he's just ripping ass the whole movie.
Oh my god, he has such bad gas.
It was awful. So it's just us two, and the type of people that we're gonna fuck with each other.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. So like, I'm not entirely excited to go out of this room, but I'm very aware that my back is towards the door. Yeah, very aware that I can see the reflection in the TV. Also, I looked like in my peripheral vision is also the reflection of the flag from the window.
Yeah.
And it looked like a person. Almost pissed myself.
Also, we have to go in the garage.
Why?
Because
fuck. God damn it.
And that's where I heard that noise earlier before we left.
I hate this place. Fuck, man.
Oh man, this is a good movie. I kind of wish we had another person.
Yeah.
Just because how scary it was. I want to make sure it's not just us. But I jumped a lot. Yeah. I don't jump unless I'm in theaters.
I scrummed.
You screamed.
Yeah. Because it's scary.
This is a scary movie and it did such a good job, and I am so happy we watched it. This scared the fuck out of me. And I guarantee you, like I said in the first half, I really want it to make me uncomfortable, like through like going around my house. I'm going to hate it, but I'm going to want to turn my light off and then jump from the light switch into bed.
I already do that here.
My bed's not that big a deal, but like that concept, like right now when we go, all the lights off in the house.
Yeah, I know.
Except for right now in the podcast room.
We are in the only room in this house that has a light on.
And it's clear across the house.
And if we just shut the fuck up for like 1 second.
We're going to hear something.
No, just shut the fuck up for 1 second. Ready? Do you hear anything?
No.
That's terrifying. I don't like that. And I was seriously waiting for your...
Okay, keep going.
Fuck my life. This is the worst. I can't talk about this fucking movie.
When you turned your head. Okay, this is how...
No, I don't...
No, listen. This movie... I can't believe we're over here.
You know what?
We're sitting here in the podcast room.
We're freaking each other out. Literally.
That's how good this movie.
Okay.
So what happened was the metal on your headset.
Yes.
The light reflected off. So when you turned your head, I saw it on my shoulder, and it fucking scared me.
Oh god, this whole episode is just gonna be us fucking scaring each other. It is. I'm truly uncomfortable.
Me too.
I'm truly uncomfortable.
This movie did it for me. I love it. I love it so much.
I was honestly waiting for your brother to come through the door and scare the shit out of us because he's loud.
Yeah.
And we are just so focused on this movie. The only unfortunate part, though, is everybody's going to watch it. Hulu does do ads.
Oh, my God.
So there is 3 ads at the most pivotal point of the movie every single time.
You'd be sitting there, and it's like the closet door would open up.
Yep.
And the little girl's looking at it, and you're like drawn in. You're like, oh my god, something's gonna come out, and then an ad pops up for Crest or fucking that fettuccine, whatever, the
Velveeta.
And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And then you get thrown back into the movie, and you're like, okay, what was happening? I just watched a minute and a half of ads.
This movie invoked that small child that is inside of me that was terrified walking through the fucking forest and being trapped in a bathroom. Like, this is the feeling that I wanted to get at Horror Nights, but it's not the same.
Yeah. Do you know what's funny is the part where she's in the bathroom, it brought me back to what, like, your story. And I was like, ooh, if it fucks with her at school in the bathroom, it would be so good.
They set that up really good, though.
But there obviously nothing happened. But if that would have happened, it would have reminded me of, like, your story. And it would have been like, see, like, you're not safe in the school bathroom. But that didn't happen, of course. That was just wishful thinking on my part.
Another thing, too, her friends are assholes.
I was so happy when she bitch slapped that one girl.
But you know what I wanted her to do?
Hit her.
Push her into the closet and close the door. I wanted
Do you believe them? They were saying that we were trying to open the door and we couldn't. And then even them were like, was there something in there with you? We heard you.
Kind of. It's kind of like one of those things where it's like, it did it to fuck with her.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
obviously they did it. They pushed her in there.
Like
and
almost
closed
like
it.
he was whatever the thing was holding the door closed while they were trying to open it. I think that one girl that wanted to be her friend really did care about her.
Oh, definitely. 100%.
But I thought it was like I love you.
Yeah.
Kind of like.
Well, the thing too, like with all of that, like if she actually cared, when she bitch slapped that girl, like she immediately was like, what the fuck's wrong with you too?
Yeah.
Like got in her face about it. And then she left with all the friends. In my opinion, if you really cared about her, you would have been like, you deserve that bitch. And then you would have stayed with her when everyone else flaked. Especially when they're like, she's the only one that actually wants to fucking be here because she's the only one that actually cares and likes you. Like then she would have actually stayed, you know. So that was kind of shit. Like I don't know.
Well, I think it was pivotal to show that because it's like, oh, she doesn't have anybody.
Yeah, because even then when they go past the dad, and he's like, what happened? And they said your fucking daughter's a psycho. And then she smelled like weed. So that was pivotal for the story to move it on.
But also, let's talk about that moment. The house is not that big. I mean, it's big, but it's not that big.
Yeah.
It seems very old. And it's the type of old where, like, if you're stepping on the stairs or in the hallway, you're going to hear it all throughout the house.
Right.
They left the daughter downstairs.
Well, yeah, he hears his daughter screaming upstairs. He's going to be like, he would leave her there, you know, go run up and check on her.
Right. But you left the daughter downstairs for what, 35, 45 minutes? In the dark where she already fucking told you she does not like to be.
Well, she's also playing her video game, so she probably
don't matter. Don't leave me in the fucking dark,
Would you have left Finn at playing video games?
See, okay, Daniel asked me in the middle of the movie if my kid ever does shit like that where he tells me like,
oh yeah, because the kid was like telling the dad that she's seeing things or like draw a picture of it, and I asked if Finn has ever done that, like drawn a picture like, oh yeah, I just see this thing at night sometimes.
No. So when she was a baby, she's not a baby, but she was younger, a toddler, when she first learned to draw, she used to do shit like that.
Was it you that was telling me like when somebody died and she would like walk like she's still holding somebody's hand?
Well, she was learning how to walk and she would put her hand up.
Like she was holding somebody. And who was it that died?
Her grandpa.
Yeah.
But we were sitting at the dinner table once having a conversation, the adults, I should say. And she was sitting there and it was probably like 10 o'clock and she goes, "Stop, Grandpa." And I said, "Excuse me?" Let's bag it up and dump it. Ain't nobody in this fucking room or this house. And we used to ask her like, what did you say? What did you see? And she's, nothing. I didn't see anything. And she would get pissed.
Because she got put on the spot. That's creepy as fuck.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. So then when she hit like first grade, the homegirl needed glasses. She can't see.
Right.
So she takes off her glasses obviously at night to sleep.
Oh yeah, that's what you told me when we were watching it.
You know, you've been in her room. There's like jackets hanging. I don't know if you paid attention. But sometimes she'll tell me like, "Mom, I thought that was somebody standing there." And
ooh, that made me feel like someone's behind me again.
But then I realized I wasn't wearing my glasses. So I can't see that far anyway.
Didn't you tell me that she comes to your room and wakes you up with like you like sitting there like
First,
a creeper?
okay,
And she
little
goes,
kids
"I
are creepy,
can't
man.
see."
Little kids are creepy. And I'll be sleeping, and you know when you can feel something just standing there next to you?
Yeah.
I'll feel that. She won't say anything. And it's dark. I don't like the dark. And I'll turn around and she'll stand there and I'll just,
Which is how you get scared.
Yeah.
You make your dad noise. You go, That's why it was funny, because this is the first time I actually heard you scream.
Yeah. That's how terrifying this movie is, you guys.
You actually screamed.
I fucking screamed. I'm sweating sitting on the couch. Sweating. I've had to pee for the last hour and a half. I refuse.
I had to go to the bathroom and I did not. One, I didn't want to pause the movie. And two, I did not want to get up and go through my dark house to go to my bathroom. I was
and
like,
now I get to go in the garage.
I'm going with you because I got to plug in the Demogorgon inflatable.
I'm going to plug it in. You're coming with me whether you fucking like it or not. Okay? This movie was so scary.
Oh my God. And I loved it. I want to see it again. And I honestly, like, I always talk about doing episodes where I go, oh, blah, 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 revisited. And it's a movie we already do an episode on, but watch it with a new guest. Like, we could do an episode on this tomorrow with somebody else. And I'll just post it like way later down the line or something.
This movie is so exciting to me that I want you to post this already like this coming Friday.
I know. That's how I feel.
Because holy fuck.
That was good.
We are so scared sitting here.
Yeah, this is what I wanted this movie to do. I've talked about it a couple times before where I love when a movie, when you're done watching it, the fear doesn't end there. That is a good horror movie in my opinion. Something that makes you afraid to go on in life. Where I wish I remember what episode I did when I talked about it. But a good horror movie in my opinion, like if it's like a serial killer movie, if you're afraid after watching it, walking to your car and going home because you're afraid of this new fear that you've been learned,
yeah,
that's good. If it's a lake monster and next time you go to a lake, you're afraid to put your toes in the water because it's going to get you, that is a good horror movie. Something that stays with you and follows you outside of the theater or your living room is a good fucking horror movie. And this did it.
Seriously.
I'm very excited about how much I loved this movie. Because you and I have been very disappointed with a lot of the newer stuff we've been watching. And this was amazing.
This was so good. And I bugged him forever to watch this movie.
When we first started hanging out, it was in theaters and you wanted to go do it. Because I think we only had like 1 or 2 episodes that we did. And you're like, let's go do this one. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe. But I wasn't working, so I didn't want to pay to go see a movie. Like, it's just expensive. And then look, we didn't have to pay for it. We just had to sit through fucking ads.
It's fine. I'd rather sit through an ad.
Me too.
Because it was at the most pivotal points, but at the same time, I was like, oh my God, thank God.
In the movie theater, this would have been terrifying.
Oh,
you would have screamed.
Seriously. I think it did a really good job too of like leading up to the monster.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
It did a good job at like when you think of the Boogeyman growing up, where it did a very good job at portraying that too. Like you don't see it, but you think you see it. It did a lot of that, and I mentioned that earlier.
The fucking dark plays tricks on you.
Yes, and it did that where you would think you would see eyes, and there were times where it would look like the monster, and the light would turn on, and it would be a coat rack, and there was no like monster kind of thing there.
That, when Lester does die, and he's in that fucking closet, that shit got me too.
What, you hearing him fight?
Hearing him fight, and then she goes in there, and when it's obviously one of those moments where she's facing forward, so she can't see him, but we can see him hanging there. Oh, that was awful.
And then the dad
comes in because he's like, oh, sorry it took me 35 minutes to hear you screaming in this really old house where I can hear everything, but why are you in the closet?
Yeah. This movie did do a kind of a shit job. Like most movies, like when they're like in a haunted house or something, or like something like this, they do a good job at like kind of showing the layout. You know what I mean? So you kind of understand when something's happening in a room, you understand that the other characters could be in this part of the house where they won't hear it and blah, blah, blah. You never see the master parents' bedroom. You never see where the art room is in relation to their house. You never see where his office and his kitchen are related to. They're obviously downstairs, though.
Yeah.
I think, right?
Yeah.
The kitchen is obviously. It has to be because, okay, so everything is, his office where he does his practice and the kitchen are obviously downstairs, but you never see the relation of that to the living room or the kitchen, because not just the kitchen, the dining room, because even the dining room seems separate. Like, all you know is that you come in through the front door and then there's living room there, I think, right? Yeah. And then there's the stairs right there too.
It's old. It's an old looking house.
Yeah.
Like an old Victorian style
So
house.
it's kind of hard when something's happening in one room, like you're saying, like it's an old house, you can hear anything. Like it's hard to be like, well, if he's in his bedroom, they showed that it's like here. You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess that plays off of the fact that the boogeyman also can mimic other people.
That's true.
So they couldn't hear anything because maybe they hear her doing something else. I just gave myself the chills. I also wish that the boogeyman would mimic the dad.
Did he not?
No,
I don't remember.
No, just the mom.
That's
just
true.
The mom.
Oh my God, singing Tooraloo.
Yeah.
That was creepy.
That was fucking creepy.
It was funny when we were at Green Thumb last, I was for some reason singing that. So when that happened, I was like, that gave me chills. So I was like, ooh, I literally was just singing this the other day. That Irish lullaby. That's creepy. Ooh.
It's very scary. It's very fucking scary.
What is the boogeyman's origin? Do you know, like in stories?
I can tell you. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. You do your little research. Yeah. I kind of liked, I mean, it was such an obvious setup that the, what's it called? The lady, when she called her, is like, oh, I know how to finally take care of it. I just need you to come.
That was fucked up.
Yeah, but in my head also, I'm like, okay, I've seen enough horror movies. What she's going to do, she's going to like either sacrifice this girl or use her as bait, because that's like the horror movie cliche. Like, and then sure enough, that ended up being it. But man, that was kind of cool, that little fight scene where they just fucking blasted.
They did a really good job on that.
Yeah, that was cool. And then my thing too, like when those like traps went off and it blasted the boogeyman with shotguns or the shotgun shells, and she goes like, she starts walking up to it with the shotgun. I was like, why aren't you shooting? It's on the floor. I'd start blasting.
Well, she ran out of fucking shotgun shells because she taped them all to the fucking walls.
Well, she does eventually. Then she shoots it 2 more times, and then I'm like, okay, that's what I would do. And then like in my head, I'm like, okay, now cut that chick free and have her help you drag it outside or something. And then it ends up fighting her, but she still like shoots it a couple more times. But like that was I liked that scene too. Like that surprisingly, even though it did that movie cliche, and I'm not a big fan of movie cliches, like it did a good job. That was cool.
So it says here that in the 15th century, parents would make up the boogeyman to help them learn how to not go into the woods by themselves.
Does it? Ooh, that's creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
Does it say what country or anything of origin or nothing?
It says, let me see.
Because like Mexico has like for us like Latinos
they have so many.
Well, yeah, they have like we were talking
many.
about El Cucuy.
I don't like that.
Like those ones and stuff. Like
we have so many.
Does this have a country of origin? It doesn't say. I mean, we can always look it up later.
This is some white people shit.
Well, I was thinking like because of the whole Irish lullaby thing that maybe it was Irish.
I think that was just something for them.
Well, yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm thinking too. Like, there's no connection, but I thought like, oh, that'd be kind of cool if there was. But I mean, like I said, that's just like completely me shooting in the dark.
Middle English.
Okay, that answers that then. I just was curious if maybe if
it says that, but then the picture is the caption of the picture is in Spanish.
Oh, okay. Well, it's Boogeyman's kind of like El Cucuy.
Well, that says que viene el coco.
Yeah, see, and then like.
I don't like that shit.
Everyone knows the Baba Yaga, so
the Baba Yaga,
the fucking John Wick.
But it says like, if you go into the woods, Boogeyman will get you. It teaches, and then it says that most kids after that would develop a sense of who the Boogeyman is on their own. It basically says to teach them like caution.
That's what the Boogeyman was used for. Nice, but yeah, I don't know what else I can say about this movie other than I fucking loved it. I didn't really have a favorite part because the whole thing was just grabbed me by the balls and would not let go.
No. I'm telling you, I'm still sweating, first of all, and I'm under a blanket because it is cold in this house.
Yeah.
But I'm more thinking about us leaving this room.
Yeah.
It's not good for me. It's really not. Oh, I guess it's just like a boogeyman is just like it's like an umbrella term basically, because then they just start to add everybody in there.
Like El Cucuy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. I was just curious. I thought that I thought there was a connection
It's all
there.
folklore.
Yeah, it's all folklore. Like we say, every culture has their own version of the boogeyman.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't think I have much more to add.
I'm afraid to add more because I had to leave this room.
Do you have any like thoughts that we haven't talked about this movie? Like anything you liked, anything you hated?
It was just mostly like the thing at the end with the mom thing.
Yeah,
I could have done without that.
yeah.
I mean, I get it because that was like her only motivation to get through things, but at the same time, right after she leaves that lady's house and she's like fucking busted, and the dad calls and was like, "Oh, we're home," and she's like, "Don't fucking go in there," and he was like, okay," and then he gets snatched.
Yeah.
By the boogeyman. Then she was like, well, I'm gonna have to go save my family because no one's fucking listening to me.
No.
That's where I thought, oh, she's a final girl.
Yeah.
Because she's gonna go over there and beat the shit out of the boogeyman. And I'm not gonna lie to you, this invokes the same feeling in me as zombies do.
You think you have nightmares? I don't really dream. I probably won't have nightmares.
Oh, you already know my dreams are vivid and weird.
Yeah, you have the most bizarre fucking dreams, so this is gonna be exciting.
Yeah, this is gonna be spooky.
Yeah, tell me all about it tomorrow.
If I don't wake up in the middle of the fucking night. Okay, because he's laughing. But the
reason I'm laughing is because I'm thinking that the story you told me where you woke up in the middle of the night and you saw someone standing in the doorway of my bathroom in the bedroom. And you just closed your eyes and ignored it. Like you're saying, like if I wake it up in the middle of the night in my head, I'm like, you're gonna see something tonight. I feel like because
you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby, it's gonna happen. And you know what? I'm gonna cry later because if I do, I'm waking your ass up.
Yeah, no, you gotta wake me up if you see something.
No, okay. This is why we're sleeping with the fucking bathroom light open. I can't.
What if we do the TV on? We'll figure it out. Anyways,
he doesn't give a shit because he's gonna fall asleep in the 2 seconds when we lay down. And I'm gonna be laying there like I hate my fucking life. So, the movie was fucked up. It was so scary. It was fucked up. Oh my god,
I love this.
This is so bad.
I just love I'm seriously beating a dead horse here, but I love that this has me this bothered after the movie.
Yeah, this was good.
And if you guys, if you haven't seen it, it's a little late now, but like, I hope everybody else enjoyed this as much as we did, because I really liked this. But I don't really got much else I can add. Like I said, I'm keep just running in circles.
It was fucking good. It scared us. We're scared now. We'll probably be scared later. We will watch it again, and you might hear us talk about this again because we might make other people watch it.
Yeah, I think honestly I'll tell you this idea after, but
okay,
I'll throw it out here real quick. I think if we do revisit it, we'll put those on the Patreon as exclusive content. That'd be good. Anyways, you guys,
we're gonna go shit our pants and pretend that none of this happened. And
have a good rest of your night, guys, and look out for the boogeyman.
Ooh.